The Amazon rainforest, also called the Amazon jungle or Amazonia, is a moist broadleaf tropical rainforest in the Amazon biome that covers most of the Amazon basin of South America. This basin encompasses 7 million square kilometers, 2,700,000 square miles, of which 6 million square kilometers, 2,300,000 square miles, are covered by the rainforest. 3. This region includes territory belonging to 9 nations and 3,344 indigenous territories. Amazon rainforest, Portuguese, Floresta Amazonica, Spanish, Selva Amazonica, Dutch, Amazon Aragenwood. Aerial view of a floodplain in the Amazon rainforest near Manaus. Map of the Amazon rainforest ecoregions as delineated by the WWF in dark green 1, and the Amazon drainage basin in light green. Geography. Location: Bolivia, Brazil, Colombia, Ecuador, French Guiana, France, Guyana, Peru, Suriname, and Venezuela. Coordinates: 3S60W. Area: 5,500,000 square kilometers, 2,100,000 square miles. The majority of the forest, 60%, is in Brazil, followed by Peru with 13%, Colombia with 10%, and with minor amounts in Bolivia, Ecuador, French Guiana, Guyana, Suriname, and Venezuela. 4 nations have Amazonas as the name of one of their first-level administrative regions, and France uses the name Guiana Amazonian Park for French. Guyana's protected rainforest area. The Amazon represents over half of the total area of remaining rainforests on Earth, and comprises the largest and most biodiverse tract of tropical rainforest in the world, with an estimated 390 billion individual trees and about 16,000 species. 5. More than 30 million people of 350 different ethnic groups live in the Amazon, which are subdivided into 9 different national political systems and 3,344 formally acknowledged indigenous territories. Indigenous peoples make up 9% of the total population, and 60 of the groups remain largely isolated. 6. Large-scale deforestation is occurring in the forest, creating different harmful effects. Economic losses due to deforestation in Brazil could be approximately 7 times higher in comparison to the cost of all commodities produced through deforestation. In 2023, the World Bank published a report proposing a non-deforestation-based economic program in the region. 7-8. Etymology. History. See also, History of South America section Amazon, and Amazon River section History. Bates's 1863 The Naturalist on the River Amazons. Manaus, with 2.2 million inhabitants, is the largest city in the Amazon basin. The Yanomami are a group of approximately 32,000 indigenous people who live in the Amazon rainforest. 10. Members of an uncontacted tribe, encountered in the Brazilian state of Acre in 2009. Ribeirinhos dwellings. Ribeirinhos are a traditional, rural non-indigenous bee population in the Amazon rainforest, who live near rivers. Based on archaeological evidence from an excavation at Caverna da Pedra Pintada, human inhabitants first settled in the Amazon region at least 11,200 years ago. 11. Subsequent development led to late prehistoric settlements along the periphery of the forest by AD 1250, which induced alterations in the forest cover. 12. For a long time, it was thought that the Amazon rainforest was never more than sparsely populated, as it was impossible to sustain a large population through agriculture given the poor soil. Archaeologist Betty Meggers was a prominent proponent of this idea, as described in her book Amazonia, Man and Culture in a Counterfeit Paradise. She claimed that a population density of 0.2 inhabitants per square kilometer, 0.52 square mi, is the maximum that can be sustained in the rainforest through hunting, with agriculture needed to host a larger population. 13. However, recent anthropological findings have suggested that the region was actually densely populated. 14. The Apano Valley sites in present-day eastern Ecuador predate all known complex Amazonian societies. 15. Some 5 million people may have lived in the Amazon region in AD 1500, divided between dense coastal settlements, such as that at Marajo, and inland dwellers. 16. Based on projections of food production, one estimate suggests over 8 million people living in the Amazon in 1492. 17. By 1900, the native indigenous population had fallen to 1 million, and by the early 1980s it was less than 200,000. 16. The first European to travel the length of the Amazon River was Francisco de Orellana in 1542. 18. The BBC's A Natural Histories presents evidence that Orellana, rather than exaggerating his claims as previously thought, was correct in his observations that complex civilization was flourishing along the Amazon in the 1540s. The pre-Columbian agriculture in the Amazon basin was sufficiently advanced to support prosperous and populous societies. It is believed that civilization was later devastated by the spread of diseases from Europe, such as smallpox. 19. This civilization was investigated by the British explorer Percy Fawcett in the early 20th century. The results of his expeditions were inconclusive, and he disappeared mysteriously on his last trip. His name for this lost civilization was the city of Z. Citation needed. Since the 1970s, numerous geoglyphs have been discovered on deforested land, dating between AD 11 to 50, furthering claims about pre-Columbian civilizations. 2021 on Damar. Dias is accredited with first discovering the geoglyphs in 1977, and Al-Suranzi is credited with furthering their discovery after flying over Acre. 1922. The BBC's A Natural Histories presented evidence that the Amazon rainforest, rather than being a pristine wilderness, has been shaped by man for at least 11,000 years, through practices such as forest gardening and terra preta. 19. Terra preta is found over large areas in the Amazon forest, and is now widely accepted as a product of indigenous soil management. The development of this fertile soil allowed agriculture and silviculture in the previously hostile environment, meaning that large portions of the Amazon rainforest are probably the result of centuries of human management, rather than naturally occurring as has previously been supposed. 23. In the region of the Xingu tribe, remains of some of these large settlements in the middle of the Amazon forest were found in 2003 by Michael Heckenberger and colleagues of the University of Florida. Among those were evidence of roads, bridges, and large plazas. 24. In the Amazonas, there has been fighting and wars between the neighboring tribes of the Jivaro. Several tribes of the Jivaroan group, including the Shuar, practiced head hunting for trophies and head shrinking. 25. The accounts of missionaries to the area in the borderlands between Brazil and Venezuela have recounted constant infighting in the Yanomami tribes. More than a third of the Yanomamo males, on average, died from warfare. 26. When the Munduruku were a warlike tribe that expanded along the Tapajos River and its tributaries and were feared by neighboring tribes. In the early 19th century, the Munduruku were pacified and subjugated by the Brazilians. 27. During the Amazon rubber boom, it is estimated that diseases brought by immigrants, such as typhus and malaria, killed 40,000 native Amazonians. 28. In the 1950s, Brazilian explorer and defender of indigenous people, Candido Rondon, supported the Villas Boas Brothers campaign, which faced strong opposition from the government and the ranchers of Mato Grosso and led to the establishment of the first Brazilian National Park for indigenous people along the Xingu River in 1961. 29. In 1961, British explorer Richard Mason was killed by an uncontacted Amazon tribe known as the Panara. 30. The Matsas made their first permanent contact with the outside world in 1969. Before that date, they were effectively at war with the Peruvian government.
Thanks for watching this video till the end. If it's your first time here, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more interesting content around the world. Please don't forget, like, subscribe and share. See you to the next video.